Hi everyone. Well, it's been a while since I did a video, so I thought maybe I'd try doing one again. This is something I came up with for my shop out back. It's going to be a trolley for a hoist. I had a couple big jobs come in, and I'm going to need some way to lift them up there. So, kind of designed this up. And the hoist will hook in here. It's a 3-ton hoist. But I'll show you what I did. I took these bearings. I had a bunch laying around. These are some used ones I picked up somewhere. And they're an 1 3/16 bearing. So I took and I made this little slug. And I drilled a 1/2-inch hole through them. And then I got 1/2-inch holes going through the plate here. And these particular bearings have 2 set screws on the inner race. And the race, or the lock collar, I guess you'd call it, is built into the race. So it's all one piece. So what we're going to do is just slide these slugs in here, like that. And we'll tighten up our set screws good and tight so they can't go anywhere. And it has 2 of them on there, so I don't think they'll go nowhere. I'll have to take all these bearings out, and then I'll have to put this up onto the crane, or the I-beam of the crane, and then I'll have to I'll clamp it in 2 spots, and then I'll be able to put these bearings in place. You know, come in here, put the bolt in, put the nut on, and then tighten everybody up, and then the bearings will run on the crane. You can see that or not, but so the crane, the I-beam will ride underneath of there. So in a little while here we'll get that put up on the I-beam, and then somehow I have to figure out how I'm going to get a 3-ton hoist up there by myself. It doesn't weigh 3 ton, it'll lift 3 ton. But I think I can do it with my loader bucket. And then we'll show you some more stuff that we got done outside. So now you can see what I've been up to. I got the tin all on the building, as you can see. The roof's covered up. Windows are in. And we're getting close to making a big door. Alright, so let's take a little more look at my door. There's a 2x4, that's a green 2x4 I put there. And then on the inside of the building, to trim it off, I put a 1x6 there to trim that off. Now this will be how the door is going to work. This is a 2x4, which will simulate the door. So it would close like that, and it's going to hinge up to the top, so the whole door is going to go out like this, fold out. It'll be on hydraulics, and that's the way the door is going to work. You know, be able to come back in and seat there to seal it up. Oh, I got my crane put up there on the beam. That's a 3-ton. It's a Yale. And it just works out perfectly. I got enough chain that it'll go clear to the ground and hit. Actually, it'll go past the ground. But I don't know if I can zoom you in up there, but still can't read it. But it is a Yale 3-ton hoist. It's a pretty good sized chain. It's all of ½ inch if it isn't 9/16. I'd have to put a caliper on it to measure it for sure, but and it swings, the hook swings down here. It rotates this way. And it rotates up to the top also. Alright, let's talk about some jobs here we got doing. This is one of the jobs I needed to get my crane in here for. This one, you know, I could get it up with my cherry picker, but it's kind of not the easiest to try to do with a loader. But the crane will come in real handy. Anyway, this is the pin that goes in these two holes, one here and one in there. It is supposed to be a drive-in deal here. Whoa. That one's kind of wore out. And, you know, it's supposed to be, well, good drive-in, press-in, tight fit. Now, this one wasn't too bad until I tried to fit the pin in it. And that's 3/4 of the way in, and you can still rock it. So both of these are going to have to get bored out. And I'm going to use this boring bar here in my machine because it has a Morse Taper 4 on it, and it has several different spots for cutters. So I'll have to get this lined up in here. And then the back part of it will go through the steady rest. I guess it is a steady rest. Tailstock. You know, right there. I guess it's more of a tailstock. And you know, this has got the Morse Taper 4 on it, which my machine uses. That's one reason I got this machine, because it was Morse Taper 4, and I have 3 other machines in the shop, and they're all Morse Taper 4 also. So I've got a lot of tooling that can be swapped around from in between 4 different machines. Now, the other part of this is the part that goes between the 2 frame rails. And then this here, down here on the ground, this is the front axle. It has some problems too. I'm going to try to zoom you into that first hole, which would be the farthest one away from us. Okay, it's probably not going to show up, but that hole, it's wore out too. This back hole, it's all right. I actually drove the bushings out of both of them, but the front one there, I just don't trust it. There's an area in there that it's not tight, so it's really only, the bushing is really only tight in, let's say, half of the hole, so it needs to be repaired. So anyway, now with my crane, I can pick up the whole axle and take it up and put it on the table, which now you can't see, but anyway, that's the 2 jobs I got coming now, and why I put the crane in. Because of them too. So now we're over here by my boring mill, and I'm going to attempt to show you some updates what I've done here. One thing you might notice, there's some paint missing off of it. So we've been chewing away at the paint trying to get it off. There's kind of a before and after down there. Almost looks better without the paint on it. So that's kind of a winter project anyway. But a couple things I want to talk about now is if you see a little blue box back there, I'll zoom you in here. I put a scale on the spindle. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see it a little bit better. There you can see the blue box and the mounts back there and the blue box, how it's mounted to the spindle, and then the other mount up there in front, and then there's the readout right there, which is magnetic, so you can put it anywhere you want. I hope I can zoom in closer to that. This is probably going to be blurry anyway. But anyway, I can move with that. It's got a magnet on the back, so you can stick it anywhere you want. I got enough cord. But it allows me to read the spindle from right there, or even a little further ahead. You know, when you're working right here, and the scale for the spindle is way back on the spindle. There's a vernier scale back there. You know, it's hard to read. You know, and then you look in your controls to operate the machine, or right those two right there. So I bought this scale, and if anybody thinks about doing this to one of their machines, I'd highly suggest to buy the scales that are stainless steel, because they're supposed to be more accurate. The scale you can set wherever you want. You can zero it out wherever you want to, and it should work good. Okay, that's that issue. Now the other thing that I did is see the little black box right there? That's the on-off start button. It's supposed to be on a pendant. They call it pendant control. Well, that means it's supposed to be able to move around with you. Well, it wouldn't do that. So I'm going to go up here. You can see the cord. And we're going to go up, and there's an arm. There's the arm. Arm goes there and back, and then it goes to the back side of the machine and down to an electrical box. Well, now what I've got done, I changed all that. It was just stationary before, so I've changed that all, and I got it now to the point where I can grab that from there, which is the back of the machine, and then I can take it and move it around clear to the front of the machine right there. So if you need to just bump the machine a little bit, this should make that all work good. Now the other thing we're going to talk about is this machine never liked to start for me. It has a 480 contactor on it, and I only have 230 volts here. So I could go back there and push the contactors in, and it'd start up and run. But it would not do it with the control, the pendant control. So we're going to go see what I changed to make it work right. So there's a little red box. And inside there's a up-down transformer. So I have 230 volts Look at my shadow in there. 230 volts coming out of that plug-in. And so when I plug the machine in, eventually I want to get a disconnect hooked on this when I get the wiring all done, but this works for now. So I plug the cord in there, get 230 out of there. It goes into the transformer and comes out the other side of the transformer at 480. Now we're going to go start the machine up. Alright, so I've got my box all plugged in and it's over there buzzing away. It makes a little buzzing noise, but you can't hardly hear. But now we can take our control and it's running the way it's supposed to. And now you can see how the pendant control works. Move it out of your way, move it back into place. I had to put new belts on it. It has 5 A series belts and you couldn't get 2 of the 5 to tighten up. So I just bought new belts, belt covers off it. Anyway, but it starts up now. That's the way it's supposed to. I think it's quieter also. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Something fell down that wasn't supposed to. I might have to investigate that. So that's probably going to conclude this video. I just want to thank any new subscribers I got. And, if you feel like it, leave me a comment or something. Thanks. See you later.